So let's talk about the assassination of the supreme leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei. Now listen, I'm going to approach this a little bit differently because most of you in the West have no fucking clue what this means and what this is going to bring over the next 10 years at least. Okay? And you have no idea of the significance of this event. And that's because you don't understand the culture. You don't understand Islam. You don't understand Sunni and Shia and any of this stuff. You don't understand the Twelvers. None of that. You don't know any of this because the media doesn't tell you this stuff. They just tell you that this guy was horrific and had all these human rights abuses and was a terrible, terrible, evil jihadist. Okay. And you don't have a clue about what the truth is. This isn't your fault. The media has brainwashed you for so many decades. It brainwashed me too. Luckily, I live in this area now, and I've learned stuff over the last 3 years. So I'm going to fill you in. This will be a long video, but you're going to learn some shit if you stick with me. All right. So first of all, let's just go over some of the specifics, okay, of the assassination. He was assassinated early on in his compound, and what we now know is that Vladimir Putin from Russia offered him an escape route. Okay. And he refused to take it because he said, no. I stand with the people. What kind of leader would I be if I didn't stay with my people? And he became a martyr, and he was killed early on along with other members of his family. Okay. The reason why we didn't know whether he was alive or dead for so long is because Israel launched one of the largest cyber attacks against Iran that the world has ever seen. And almost instantly, their internet was reduced to about 4%, right? And so the communication was off for a long time. This impacted the attacks. It impacted the communication among the senior staff and so on and so forth, right? Now, at the same time that they did this, they started a campaign, publicity campaign, propaganda campaign. Trump picked up on it, claiming all these leaders have been killed and this and that, blah, 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 and trying to convince the Iranian people to take over their government, right? This is what they did for weeks and weeks and weeks before leading up to this, okay? This is typical propaganda, right? And now that we know that the supreme leader was assassinated, right? Now they're urging celebration in the streets. And what you see is even Iranians that are in the West celebrating this, right? And of course, the Jewish people, the Zionists, celebrating this as well, right? What you don't understand about these people, okay, that you're seeing in the UK and Ireland and the United States, whatever, right, is that these people are basically, the largest number of them are remnants from the days of the Shah. Right. So when the United States and Britain took over Iran and installed the Shah, right, for 26 years they controlled this country and its oil and its money and everything. Right. The Iranian Revolution in 1979 stopped that. Right. And for about 10 years, right, we had Khomeini, Ayatollah Khomeini, right, who the politicians in the news media still confuse with this current supreme leader. Right, Khamenei. Okay, and so, but after that first about 10 years, we then had the supreme leader Ali Khamenei take over and really turn Iran into an amazing place, actually, and unite Iran in such a way, right, that what you don't realize is that the Iranians that are screaming for war in the Western countries are Zionists. They want the Zionist Reza Alon back. They want their king back, right? They're a bunch of liberal Zionists, right? Now, does this mean that there are not Iranians in Iran protesting against their government? Of course not. Every country has citizens who protested against their government. And we can list all of the protests that have happened in Iran. And those protests are a fraction of the protests, say, in the UK, in the United States, in Australia, all of these Western countries, right? Not only that, but nothing that this man has been accused of as a human rights violation or anything horrific, nothing. Even if he were guilty of all of those things, at which he's not, right? Even if he were guilty of all of them, that is a dot on the map of evil and human rights violations that these Western countries have performed on a daily fucking basis. Okay? Like, let's just clear that up. Anything else is Western fucking lies and propaganda. That's just the truth. Now listen, I'm an agnostic atheist, okay? But I have a deep respect for Islam. I have a deep respect for this whole region. And I have a deep respect for Iran, actually, and the Iranian people, right? So you have to be able to look at this objectively without all of the propaganda. And what you have to understand is that for these people, the absolute greatest honor would be to die as a martyr for the faith, right? Now, this doesn't mean they're not sad. People are very sad for themselves that this leader is gone, but they're not sad for him. This guy died during the holy month of Ramadan as a martyr who would not leave his people. He is a giant among giants for the solitary reason that he has always stuck out and fought against the West. He has never capitulated to the bribery, to military bases being in his country, to the West basically taking over, like they have with all the Gulf Coast countries. Okay? He has stood alone, basically, in the world as a pillar of defiance against Western thought and Western corruption. And this man died fighting pedophiles, fighting elitist, billionaire, Zionist pedophiles during the holy month of Ramadan. He became a martyr. Do you have any idea what an honor that is? Do you? You don't. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. This has already galvanized Muslims all over the world. And particularly Shia Muslims, of course, okay? But already, for example, the U.S. Embassy has been attacked in Pakistan. And the U.S. Embassy actually fired on these Pakistani citizens and killed 10 of them and injured others. I mean, this is already such a severe escalation. The same thing is happening in Iraq. There are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Iranians out mourning their leader and chanting death to America and Israel. And you wonder where these slogans come from and why you have no idea what you have just done. And this is going to come to American soil. It's going to come to UK soil. This is going to happen. And it's so easy for Westerners to sit in their countries far away and watch all the bombs drop and watch all the hideous things that their countries do. Watch 118 elementary school children be bombed. To watch Gaza be bombed over and over and over and over again. It's so easy to do that sitting in your countries because you don't have any fear. But you're going to have fear over this. What you call terrorist attacks, dude, this is all part of the war. These people don't quit. They're happy to die as martyrs to fight the evil that is the West. This is just a reality. You have no idea what you've unleashed. You have created such a monumental martyr. So not only was this man beloved by the Shias, and particularly the Twelvers, okay, but also by the Sunnis. He was so highly respected. He was an incredible theologian, and an incredible teacher, and a man who taught with such gentleness and patience and the love of his faith and his people. Now, whether you agree with him or not, and I don't necessarily agree with the ideology of very conservative traditional Islam at all. I prefer liberal Muslims, to be perfectly honest with you, okay? But I can still look at this and have a high degree of respect for it and understand it. Because these people are serious. So serious that you can't imagine. They're not motivated by the same things that the West is motivated by. And they don't tire out, they don't wear out, and they don't quit. You have now created such a monstrous events for yourselves that you just have no idea what's coming. That's the reality of the situation. This will literally change the world. And he knew that. And they knew that. And they know that. And it's time for the West to wake up and realize that by forcing your Western ways, the Western corruption, the hedonism, the disgusting, vile behavior, by trying to force that on countries like Iran, you have created enemies that you can't possibly defeat. You can't possibly defeat them. The West will fall over this. The United States will fall over this. Israel will fall over this. For sure. They were going to fall anyway, but this is going to hasten it. Trust me on this. And if you don't, start learning. Start reading and start learning the history of these people and the devotion of these people. They don't care about death. Not at all. And they're coming for you. Let me tell you something else too, since this is already a really long video. Listen, the idea that Iran is broken over this now is so false. Oh my God. The idea that their leadership is now in disarray. Like, listen, the supreme leader was dead early on. Okay. And they still wreaked havoc on United States military bases, on United States ships, on Israel. Like, this is not dependent on one man at all. And they already have a new supreme leader that has been groomed and groomed and groomed for years. It's his son. All right. They already have this, right? Like, Iranians are the smartest people in the room, and they are patient and they are tactical, and they already had a plan for what would happen if he became a martyr. And it was instituted immediately, right? As soon as one of their top leaders dies, bam. They already have the next person waiting in the ranks, just ready to go. Okay, so have no fear about that. The war will continue, and it will be a war of attrition, and the West is going to suffer greatly. Just my 2 cents.